Though in 2018, there has been a string of bad news for the Nigerian economy. Growth projections were reduced by international bodies, international prices of crude kept falling, interest rates remained high, inflation stayed double-digit, and the foreign investors shed away from the country.
The last GDP report released by NBS put us at negative 1.5%. It's not a very cheery news. We are not progressing where it should be. Consider that we had dropped from minus 4.5%. So a lot of things account for it. One, the agriculture sector is going at a negative trend. The farmer herdsmen clashes is impacting on agriculture seriously. Even the oil that account for our 70% GDP, we are not doing good in that regard.
Foreign direct investment inflows remain stagnant. The late signing of the 2018 budget also slowed economic activities as GDP growth rate slumped from 2.11% in the last quarter of 2017 to 1.5%.
Budget is sent early to National Assembly. But again, by the time they do their review, initially federal government sent 8.6 trillion budget. In terms of constitution by National Assembly, they up it to 9.12 trillion. They review the benchmark and they review all the parameters. Again, by the time they up it, the president said that the budget they send is unimplementable. As I'm talking to you now, what has been released and cashback is about 460 billion. A budget of 2.8 trillion capital is a far cry.
Adding to the woes of the industry, the nation's benchmark lending rates were left unchanged at 14%, while actual lending rate hovered between 27 and 30%.
Domestic output development. Committee noted the positive outlook for output growth, evidenced by the manufacturing and non-manufacturing purchasing managers indices, which stood at 56.8 and 57.0 index points, respectively, in October 2018, indicating expansion for the 19th and 18th consecutive months. This was attributed to the stability in the foreign exchange market, implementation of the 2018 capital budget, and the ongoing intervention of the Central Bank of Nigeria in the real sector of the economy.
Better part of this year, CBN has retained the benchmark at 14%, lending rate, cash reserve at 22.5%, and the liquidity ratio at 30%. For obvious reasons, one, for inflation. Ab initio, CBN hope to peg inflation at single digit reaching. They actually succeeded in pegging it at that before it accelerated. And if you see the trend now, it has coming down. I think we have it about 11.20 something % now. This is an election time. And to control inflation, to rein in politicians from spending money, I think it's good CBN pegged it at that rate.
Agriculture didn't fare much better than industry, with a renewed call by farmers from across the country for the federal government to honor the Maputo Declaration. Gathered here are women farmers representatives across the 36 states of the Federation, and they have one demand, and that is government involving more in agriculture. They also want 10% from the country's annual budget as being declared in the Maputo Convention.
The Federal and State Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development need to ensure that extension agents across the 36 states and FCT in Nigeria train smallholder women farmers on the proper use of agrochemicals. 7, strengthen the security mechanism system of security and stop farmer header crisis across the state.
Labor unions too were unhappy and showed their dissatisfaction through frequent protest strikes that further reduced productivity.
Going by the last negotiation that settled for 18,000 naira as minimum wage then, if you compare the exchange rate then or the value of the naira then to dollar and what is it, I think it should be about it's supposed to be 60, 70,000, not even 30,000. So the level is very fair. And what does it take for a government? What does it take a government to pay just 30,000? They are not asking for too much.
Naira that they are collecting as in take-home pay is not you can't take them home, so to speak. It's not realistic. It is in this country that we all go to the same market. And take it or leave it, if you go to buy things from the market, they don't size you up to say, okay, you are receiving 18,000 naira, and as such, they have to treat you differently for somebody that is receiving over 100,000 naira. So, I mean, it's not realistic in this present situation that we are in the country.
The country's external debt rose from $10.32 billion in June 30, 2015 to $22.08 billion in 2018. According to the International Monetary Fund, the aggregate growth rate of Africa is being held down by its three largest economies, Nigeria, South Africa and Angola. As the country prepares for the general elections in 2019, there are unanswered questions surrounding the implementation of policies such as the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan and the budget for 2018. Is Nigeria expecting a carryover, which has become a norm? Itogi Moore edit. Root TV Nigeria.